The story of the 1652 New England shilling begins with a problem. Colonists in New England needed coins for trade, but British law did not allow them to make their own money. Despite this, leaders in the Massachusetts Bay Colony decided to create their own coins. They wanted a stable currency for business and daily life. The 1652 New England shilling was the first coin made in what would become the United States. This coin was more than just metal. It was a symbol of independence and practical thinking. The colonists needed a solution, and they acted boldly. The year 1652 became famous because it was stamped on the first coins. This date was used on many coins for years afterward, even when they were made later. The creation of the shilling was a quiet act of rebellion. It showed that the colonists could solve their own problems. They took a risk by making their own money, but it paid off. The new shilling quickly became important in New England's economy. The 1652 New England shilling marked the start of American coinage. Its story is not just about money, it is about the courage, creativity, and determination of early settlers. Life in 17th century New England was hard. The settlers faced long winters, rough land, and a lack of supplies. One of their biggest problems was money. There were no local coins, and foreign coins were rare. People used whatever they could find to trade, including wampum, musket balls, and even farm products. British coins were supposed to be used, but very few reached the colonies. Most trade was done by barter, which was slow and difficult. Merchants and farmers both wanted real coins to make business easier. Without coins, the economy struggled to grow. The colonies also had to deal with changing values. Coins from Spain, Portugal, and the Netherlands came into the region, but each had a different value. This made trade confusing and unfair. Local leaders wanted a simple, trusted coin for everyone to use. The Massachusetts Bay Colony decided to take action. They wanted to control their own money and help their economy. By making their own coins, they hoped to make life better for everyone in New England. The first New England shilling looked plain compared to later coins. It was a small, thin silver disc about as big as a modern nickel. On one side it showed the letters NE for New England. On the other side it had the numbers 12, which meant 12 pence, or 1 shilling. There were no fancy pictures or decorations. John Hull and Robert Sanderson were chosen to make the coins. Hull, a respected silversmith, ran the Boston Mint. He and Sanderson melted down silver, often from foreign coins, and hammered it into flat discs. They stamped each side by hand, using simple punches for the letters and numbers. The design was chosen for speed and honesty. The plain look made it easy to tell if someone tried to clip or shave off silver. If a coin was too light, it was rejected. This helped people trust the new shillings. Making coins was hard work. Each shilling was cut by hand, so no two coins were exactly alike. Still, the process was quick enough to make many coins in a short time. This first batch of New England shillings set the standard for colonial money. The New England shilling quickly became part of daily life. Shopkeepers, farmers, and sailors all used the coin. It made buying and selling easier and faster. For the first time, people had a trusted local coin to use instead of bartering goods. Merchants used the shilling to settle debts and pay for imported goods. Farmers used it at markets or to pay taxes. The coin was light and easy to carry. It could be split into smaller amounts like sixpence or threepence depending on the value needed. The shilling also helped unite the colony. Everyone agreed on its value, so prices became more stable. People stopped arguing over the worth of foreign coins. Trade grew, and the local economy became stronger. Still, not everyone was happy. Some people worried about breaking English law. Others feared that making money would bring trouble from England. But for most colonists, the benefits were clear, and the shilling became a trusted part of daily life. The first shillings were simple, but soon changes were made. People began clipping small amounts of silver off the coins, so the mint had to act. They created new designs to fight this problem. The NE shilling was replaced by coins with a willow tree, then an oak tree, and finally a pine tree on one side. Each new design was more detailed than the last. The tree coins had the colony's name and the date around the edge. This made it harder to clip or fake the coins. The new designs were also more attractive and easier to identify. The size and weight of the coins changed a little too. Mint workers tried to make every coin the right weight and value. John Hull and his team kept improving their methods. Over time, the coins became better made and more trusted. These changes helped the shilling stay popular. The tree coins were made for many years and became symbols of New England's strength and spirit. Each new version tells a story about the colony's growth and challenges. The story of the New England shilling ended in the late 1680s. By then, England paid more attention to its colonies. The king's officials learned that the Massachusetts Bay Colony was making its own money. They saw this as a threat to royal power and English control. In 1684, the colony's charter was cancelled. Soon after, the mint in Boston was ordered to close. English officials took over and stopped all local coin making. The last shillings were made around 1682, but coins with the 1652 date kept coming out until the end. The closing of the mint was a blow to local pride. People had grown used to their own coins. Now they had to depend on foreign money again. Still, the coins that were already made stayed in use for many years. The end of the shilling marked a change in colonial life. New laws and new rulers brought new rules about money. But the memory of the New England shilling remains strong in people's minds. Today, the 1652 New England shilling is a rare and valuable treasure. Only a small number still exist, and collectors prize them highly. Some shillings have sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars at auction. Their simple design and bold history make them special. The shilling is more than an old coin. It is a symbol of American independence and creativity. It shows how early colonists solved tough problems with their own ideas. The shilling was the first step in a long journey toward American money. Museums and historians study the shilling to learn about colonial life. Each coin tells a story about the people who made and used it. For collectors, owning a shilling is like holding a piece of early American history. The 1652 New England shilling reminds us of a time when a tiny coin helped build a new world. Its journey from a simple silver disc to a priceless treasure is truly epic.